Is that how you're gonna do the whole time?
Sure.
Keep in mind that we don't have I don't have the thing set up for beforehand, so it's just we're going straight into the screen when we're live. So you'll
Well,
just
that's no
see us.
fun.
Yeah, I know, but
Hello and welcome to the TickPod and Art
all right,
Creators
we're
podcast. My
live.
name is
We're
Coda.
live. And we're live.
I saw.
Okay. Wait.
Hello, everybody. We're going to do this entire episode monotone. Hello, everybody.
Starting off
Friends of
strong.
Speranza. Humans. Aliens. Potential asteroids. Hello and welcome to the TickPod and Art Creators podcast. My name is It's Coda. Hello, hello, hello. Above me, as always, in his rightful place, on a brand new setup, is the youngest man, the most beautifulest man, the loveliest man, all the superlatives.
Yay.
DJ Oros. What's up, my friend?
What's going on, buddy? This is the only reason I do the podcast is so you do that once a week for me, just so you know.
Okay. I like that a lot. That's good.
I love it. It's
Well, hey,
go ahead.
You're on a new rig, huh? How's it feeling?
We're adults now, I think. Or I'm an adult now, I guess.
You're adulting.
I'm adulting. Yeah, new rig, new everything. Got that 5070 Ti in there, and spent late night hours getting it all set up last night, and then all morning moving my whole setup around to make sure we could do this today in the same spot location that we normally do. I had my good buddy Jordan come over last night, who I want to say I appreciate him, because even though I think he could have just like went in there to wing it and plugged everything in, he like took the extra time to read through instructions as he was doing it, because he's done I know we're talking about it like 20 some other computers for people, but he did, like, I like that he took the time. We ran into one little issue at the end, where the fans that came with the CPU cooler fans, he didn't have the power plug plugged in to the board, so he had like the one for the piece that goes over the CPU itself, but the fans up top didn't have power to them, so we had to break it apart a little bit and then go back in and fix it. I also had my other very, very, very good buddy and his beautiful wife there last night. His name's Coda. Yeah. And when they were great. It was fun. I felt bad because I wasn't more help for. I think you were more help for Jordan than I was. But it was a blast. I had a good time.
It was a blast.
I enjoyed hanging out and BSing and watching it happen. So it was a good time.
It was a great time, dude. I did talk to you about it last night, but like there was a period of my life where I was just watching a ton of like PC build videos, but I was never able to do it in person. So it was really cool to watch Jordan go through the steps of it and like allow me to follow along and learn what he was doing. And it just actually physically doing something and being in the space really allows it to sink into your brain a lot better. So it was really cool to see that. And now I feel really confident if I ever need to swap anything out, if I want to upgrade and whatnot, contact Jordan, because he's the man for doing that.
Yeah.
And B, like I would feel really good about just getting in there and doing it myself. So it was a pretty awesome experience. And you're on a PC now, dude. We're stoked about it.
I know.
We're stoked about it.
We're
so excited.
We're having fun.
On the chat said you need to read instructions no matter what. I do agree, D. When building a computer, for sure, because the less you mess up along the way, the quicker the end setup you result in a positive setup. I feel like if you mess something up with a computer and you got to like really go back in and take everything apart, that you're adding hours to your build.
But I hate reading instructions. Like, it's my least favorite thing ever.
Well, that's why Jordan was
That's
there.
why Jordan was there. Exactly.
It was perfect because I was watching video explaining things. Jordan was reading the instructions. And I was you were just being a perfect host.
I was pouring shots, yeah.
We just
for water hydrated. There was some fireball for the man building the computer, which might be why we missed the one plug.
Oh, true.
Oh, it's on me, I guess.
But the rest of us were incredibly hydrated. Damage Out also said, now it's time for Coda to build his own. I'm gonna give it a few years here, D. This was quite the financial investment. We're gonna run with the shout out main gear PC.
Here comes that 5090. Let's go.
Oh, no, we'll wait for the 6090 if we're gonna do that. Nice, 420, nice. All right, dude. Well, we got a new logo up here in the top left of the stream. Love to see that. TTP and Art Creators Podcast.
I'm very happy.
Let us know. I'm also very happy with it. I might be a little biased because you and Lo put a lot of time and effort into it, and I helped along the way. But you guys absolutely killed it. I love it. I think it's very clean. I think it's representative of what we're doing here, and just looks nice.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Great work, young lads.
Did it.
This week dude, this is gonna be like a rumors and potential things coming to Art Graders
My bread and
podcast.
butter. Like, this is where we live. It's
We're
perfect.
not gonna we're not going full tinfoil conspiracy hat here, but we are gonna dip our toes in some rumors and leaks. We're gonna get into that this week.
I love it.
Yeah. And other than that, kind of cool. In a couple days, my dad's band. My dad, at the ripe age of 70, decided he was going to join a band or make a band. So
Legendary.
absolutely legendary move, keeping the mind fresh and functioning. But yeah, I'm going to sit on. They've been doing it for about a year now. I'm going to sit in on a few songs, actually at your bar
I can't
this
wait.
Thursday. So very excited about that.
We will
The
make
band
sure
is
there's
sounding good.
pictures, videos, everything up for that whenever we get all of them.
We'll post some songs. We'll post some clips and stuff. But yeah, that's and anything else in your world this week? I know the computer was a big thing. You're still getting over the sickness.
Yeah, trying to
What
make it
else?
through this sickness. The computer was the big one. And then I mean, if you want to be the one we for our next our episode 10 guests, which is what's the title of the episode gonna be?
Well, Win said the Dimes episode because it's episode 10.
I
So we're
love
bringing
it.
on the wives, and we'll call it the Dimes episode for them. They are both Dimes.
True.
10 out of 10. We've married well, David. We've married
I
very well.
agreed. Yeah, I way out of my league. This is great.
Agreed. But yeah, this week is just going to be you and me. It's been a minute since it's been what 3 episodes in a row that we did friendly. So this is nice. Just back to the two of us for a week here.
Well, I think we have to if we're calling it friendly. We have to have one friendly each week for 3 weeks, and
Oh,
then we take a
wow.
break. Yeah. Maybe we don't do
Yeah.
that forever, but it makes
For
sense
now,
for our first ones. Right.
it does. It worked out well. It worked out that way.
It did, and I
In its
enjoyed
own
having
right.
everybody that came on. It was a blast, and
Me too. Yeah. Shout out St. Jimmy, Special Adam, and Toop Torpedo. Thank you all for coming on and making this extra exciting for us to do.
are we recording? Oh yeah, we're good. That's fine.
Oh God.
Just kidding. Just kidding. Oh my god.
Oh my Lord. All right, restart. What episode? What 3.5 all over again?
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it, my young friend.
Yeah.
Today, we got a bunch of topics to cover, but not a ton that are going to take a while. So, today we are covering, there was an update that went live today. We are recording on January 20th, 2026. This update patch specifically is called the January 1.12.0 update. We'll be going over that. Next, we're going to talk about new rumored maps and what that might entail, and also just the leaked timeline. / what Embark has officially said as well. Is the Emperor getting closer? Question mark. Is the burnt peanut quitting Arca Raiders? Question mark. Couple things to dive into there. Cold Snap event stats, those released this week, so it'll be fun to talk about those. Cost benefit tweaks for weapons. Virgil Watkins came out and talked about that a little bit, so we're going to get our thoughts and just kind of go over what he said. A potential implementation in the game of a Tarkov style trading system. And on top of that, maybe some custom loadouts where we sit on that. Is it healthy for the game? Is it not? And then most importantly, Speranza becoming a playable hub or a walkable space.
I'm glad you said that because it is probably the most important. So thank you.
I think for you and in your Destiny Tower experience, right? Like you probably have a lot to say here. So that's what we'll be getting into. So we're gonna cover all of these things as efficiently and succinctly as humanly possible.
Starting off straight, we're doing great. So
I agree. You want to hit us off here with the January 12.0 update?
Yeah. So new store, or new store item in the game. A new skin. I don't like it.
Fiero.
I don't like it. Do you like it? Are you
the
a
Guy
fan?
Fieri skin?
Is that what it is? He does not have the. It's not.
No.
Adam would buy that immediately, and
That'd be
it looks
cool.
nothing like him.
Spiky hair, crazy sunglasses, crazy sunglasses,
You got
and
those
the
flames on a
the
shirt. That would
flames
be
on
great.
the shirt. Exactly. I don't mind this one as much, but it's not a cop for me. We should start
Yeah,
doing that. Like when they drop new skins, we'll just say cop or drop. This is a drop for me.
yeah. Also a drop then. I just
Not as offended by it as I was last week. So although that one has actually grown on me, I like seeing it in game. I think it's if I rated it a 4 out of 10 out of the gates, I'm gonna go ahead and give it like a 6.5 now.
okay. All right. What's a 10? Like what? Like all right. What's a 9? Because a 10's not fair. Like which was it?
To I don't know if there are any nines in the game right now. I'll give an 8 to the one that I wear that's like the long coat.
Okay.
I just wish it didn't have like the camo autumn colored patterned pants. I don't hate them, but if that just had like a neutral color like khaki or something
Wait.
or like a brown.
We should talk about every week is when are we gonna get to mix and match those things? There's got to be
About
a way for them to do it, and we're gonna talk about the store and that's cosmetics, and that's how they're making money. They
yeah.
should make it so we can play around and adjust stuff. As much as I don't want to just beat a dead horse on it, but until it's done, I want to keep talking about it because you mentioned in the finals how great the cosmetics are and how much depth there is to it, and if
Yes.
they're capable, let's go. Come on, boys. We're off of
It's
vacation
true.
now.
I I would just say that like if any studio is capable of doing it, it's them because they have already implemented it into the finals. But caveat there is that the finals wasn't like great out of the gates either.
Okay.
Um, Although I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I really I don't mind the skins and art graders. I think there's a lot they fit the world. I don't think any of them are like home runs yet, but I think they get a lot of flack online for um like I think general consensus is that most skins are bad, but I think I sit more neutral on that. I think most skins are pretty fine, and that some of them are actually really cool.
I'm totally okay with how the skins look, like what they put into it. Yeah, where are the dresses for Derek? True.
Where damage out in the
There
chat?
it
Where are the
is.
dresses?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Bring them
yeah.
out. Dresses and beards. Those are two things we can hope for.
But I'm just saying I would like it to be so I can just mix and match. I think all the stuff is fine. If it stayed just as is for the next 6 months, if I only had the current things I had, but I could take my gold jacket and put with some like sexy leather pants, that'd be great. I want to be able to just interchange what I currently have. I don't need to, you know, I'm not saying any of this stuff is horrible that they put into the game. I just want to be able to move some stuff around. That's all.
Yeah, and I will reiterate again, like that is something they are fully capable of in the finals. You can change your nail color, you can change your earrings, you can change facial hair, facial
Right.
structure, and then each individual piece is its own thing. So I think this is just a waiting game. I think it will be implemented into the game.
All right.
There's no way they don't. They're going to sell more skins when they do it, so why would they not, right?
Right.
It'll come eventually. All right. Continue on with the update here, man. What else we got?
So, they fixed in item duplication exploit, which I didn't know existed. Um,
I did see one clip of this, and there was a kid. It was via the gaming merchant. There was a kid just in a corner, just duplicating snitch scanners.
that's
He just
hilarious.
had a giant pile of snitch scanners.
Okay, well that's great, and that's leads me to something I do want to get to. Thank you for mentioning that because I want to get a bunch of snitch scanners. So if you guys could help me, everyone save them, and I want to take them to like a friendly. I saw a clip on the internet where they're like, "Oh guys, let's get out of here! Everyone run together!" And then he took all of his snitch scanners and he threw like all like 12 of them on the ground, and then Ark come in like crazy as they're hitting the button, and he was like, "You guys like." Chaos situations, and they're like, what? And then he threw them all. It was great. I would like to replicate that moment, even if it's just our team. Like if I'm there with Derek, especially if it's Derek, and I can start throwing him down to make it a little bit more difficult for him, that'd be great.
We create our own trials this week.
We
How many waves of snitch scanners can you survive? We'll do like the first one 3, second one 5,
you,
next one 10,
you make it your
15.
own game, right? That's what we're doing.
That's great.
I love
All
it. All
right.
right. So along with that, they fixed an ammo duplication exploit, which again I didn't know, or else I'd never have to buy ammo.
I didn't know
Um,
that one either.
but that's cool. I mean, they shouldn't be in the game. I'm glad they're on it, but The fact I didn't know that it really existed, so it's nice that they're on top of that. Um, fixed some cases where players were able to damage other players from behind things, which I mean I feel like that happens to me all the time. Was this, do you know if this is like specific things, or was this?
So the only clips that I saw this week, I don't think, well, they definitely did not specify on the official account, but I had seen some people inside. I'd seen clips of people inside of the mountains, like right outside of water treatment, by where the silos are that have the gun cases, like
Yeah,
above
yeah, yeah.
there.
Yep.
Apparently, one of those mountains you could like climb underneath and then like exploit out and shoot out of the
Gotcha.
from out of the mountain. So that might be my guess for the behind geometry. But then
Okay.
they also said out of bounds locations on Stella, which is still an issue. Um, there's a there's a great clip of Tifu from like 2 days ago. Uh, there were kids like killing the lobby in Stella, like inside the walls, and Turner goes into the wall and just kills that kid and then just absolutely reams him out. I mean, for the sake of not cursing on our podcast, we'll leave it at go check out the clip. But like it felt good watching him kill the cheaters, even though he
I was
exploited to
gonna
get in
say he
there.
was
But
cheating to kill the cheaters, so it's like, is it?
right,
Where does
right.
that lie? Right? Are
There's a
you
little bit of evil to kill the evil, but
right?
yeah,
Like a
not something I would do, but it did make for a good clip.
like a almost like Batman, right? Like a mass vigilante there, going in and
Yeah,
doing what's, what needed to be done. All right, take it.
yeah.
I'm okay
Good or
with
bad
that.
aside, he was in there and did what needed to be done. He said something after like this might be a hot take, but like the dopamine I get from killing cheaters is better than like a max loot run. And he's hit some like, I mean, that man's been out of there with like a 300K bag before 350K bag. So
I respect it. I respect it.
I did too. So a little murky water, a little gray area there, but if you're in to kill the cheaters and you're not killing anybody else when you're in there, then I tip my hat to you.
Love it.
All right,
So that
let's
was it.
let's put the mini tinfoil hat on here,
Okay,
Dave. We won't go
ready.
full tinfoil, but
Yep.
we'll go like rumor mill tinfoil. All right, new rumored maps. So just to clarify, Embark did confirm, they did tweet out from their official account that there is a roadmap coming soon, but no official statements about what that means in terms of new maps, gameplay, yada yada. So everything from here on out is rumor mill. But we did want to get into it. The first thing I saw was Volcano Rise. Have you seen any images of this or
Yeah,
heard anything about it?
I did. I think we almost brought this up together when I think it first popped up, because I think we were talking, and then I know I saw the clip of, they're like, is there even a volcano on the map? And then they zoom in, and I should just have it on screen, but there is that map, or there is that spot on this current map that has that volcano. So it would be fun to see that um as an area. I like that they keep everything very different. Like, I mean, you have all different settings pretty much for right now, and that would be another very different setting for a map, and it seems like it would make sense. So what do you think?
Yeah, I love the idea of it. Like you're saying, I think it's great to have that sort of map variance. Like no maps right now have that like dark red, uh, red and black vibe, red, black, and yellow. So anything like that that just visually stands out from the rest of the maps is already a win, let alone what they end up doing with, like what arc might be surrounding a volcano or how that might look. I'm excited to see if this is actually a real thing.
Right. Now, if they are working on that, there is, okay, so I play Sea of Thieves, right? And there are volcano maps in Sea of Thieves, like there are islands that
Yes.
are volcanoes that nobody goes to because they're so annoying to play at and be around. So I don't want them to have the environment have a big impact on you. Like, I really hope that it's not like, oh, you can step in lava and take too much damage. I hope it is focused around the AI and everything like that, because it sometimes, if it's too annoying to be there, no one's gonna go to that map.
Yeah, very true, very true. I mean, maybe if they make it like threat level, like center of Stellamontis, like where you have to parkour around everything. If you fall off, you take like major fall damage. Maybe they could
Right.
implement something where like you have to fight above the lava. If you fall into it, you have a finite amount of time to get out of it, but not like game breaking. Like you don't want to go to the map because it's uh, too difficult.
Now, do you think, are we in a spot like where we need maps right now? Like, are you? that over the current maps that like we really need to be pushing for new maps at this point, or
Absolutely not. And I do think we don't bring this up enough. We talk about it externally, like away from the podcast, but you and I play the game more than the average person by a lot, I would say. We're
yeah.
definitely we're definitely in there. I'm 220, 250 hours plus, and you're probably floating around close to the same at this point. Um, so no, I think there's so much content. I think I've as an FPS gamer, as somebody who loves FPS titles, I have had years worth of fun on one or two battle royale maps without really feeling like I'm at a loss of content or not invested in the game anymore. Um, so from my FPS experience, this game is just literally a drip feed of good content all the time, and there's so many things to do. And if I get tired of one map, I'm going somewhere else, and then if I get burnt out on that, I'm going somewhere else. And I have yet to feel like there's not enough to explore, do, or play.
Well, yeah,
I'd be
yeah.
interested. Go ahead.
No, 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 no. Keep going.
I was just gonna say I'd be interested from a more like PVE mindset where that is really what keeps you invested in a game where you sit on are we ready for a new map or are we still content?
Yeah, so literally what I was just going to jump into, so thank you. But I think that they could recycle the maps a lot. Like they could go a long time with just saying, "Hey, you know what? We're going to add in this small quest that like actually feels worth doing," or kind of like they did with the Flickering Flames, where it's like, "All right, well, you have to go do these specific things on these maps," and I'm okay if they recycle content to give me reasons to go in and do that. I don't think anything needs to change right now. If they just keep throwing in, more, and we chatted about this last night with the building, but like having the rotation for the queens and the matriarchs and
Oh
everything like that,
yes.
so we can get more PVE things in the game and have because I jump on and I don't see the queen very often. I mean and I play you know a random amount of like it's all throughout different times of the day, and even I don't see them a whole bunch.
Right.
um
Let's just clarify that for people watching or listening. Currently, the map conditions, what Dave's talking about, the map conditions are on a 24-hour cycle. So if you say you're a 9 to 5 or you get home, you have a finite amount of time to play every night. Say your window is between 9 and 11 p.m. You're going to see, as of how it stands right now, if I'm correct about this, you see the same map conditions in that 9 to 11 window every single night. Um, so what Dave and I are proposing and what we talked about last night is maybe make it like a 25-hour, like a 21-hour cycle so that every night you get on, you have a better chance of seeing like something that I never see is Lockgate Spaceport. I think I missed that. That must be like an early morning rotation. And I don't typically ever play early morning. So I missed that. And it would just be great to like offset the 24-hour cycle so that every night you get on, there are different map conditions when you are playing.
or even if it was just like RNG, or give it smaller timelines. Like, I mean, I know what the how long each one sits. Like in Destiny there was public events that would pop up and they were random. Like not in Destiny 1 they weren't, there was a timeline for it, but in Destiny 2 I'm fairly certain that it was like, all right, they just popped up in random spots on each map. I feel like they could get away with doing that. It's RNG. If you see them get in there, it's great, but at least you'd have an opportunity for it at some point, right? Rather than
I
it
agree.
being a set
Now,
pattern.
do we know that for sure? Because I've just only seen this is just on like circumstantial evidence that I see the same thing every night. Like,
Now I don't know either, but it does feel like that because I've been wanting to do some PVE stuff, and I only ever see the matriarch. I never see a queen event, and I typically jump on around the same time as like with all with the boys at 8 or 9 o'clock is when we start, and I'll be going in solo and doing buried city runs, but I'm not searching at that point. Right around that time I just don't see them. So I
yeah,
mean, we could be very off, we could be very wrong here, but is
if
from what it seems.
I agree. If anybody watching on YouTube could like tweet at us and or just comment on the YouTube video if that's something that they know for a fact, that would be great. But yeah, I mean, I would say both of us circumstantially are in agreement that it does feel like it's on a 24-hour cycle, and we see the same thing in our little gaming window.
No, and I so jumping back to the the maps and how we would sit with that. If they could just add more of that stuff in there, more queens, more, even if it were random. And but I don't know. I think they could run off of the current maps that they have for a long time. Yes, more stuff is great if that's, but if they can polish the game in other ways without just saying, oh, we have a new map coming, then I'm all for that. And give us a
Agreed.
campaign, boys. Come on, even if you don't have to put a lot of cinematics into it, just give us a campaign.
I do think I'm absolutely not opposed to a new map. I would love it. I would be ecstatic if a new map dropped
We would
tomorrow.
probably play
But
it.
we would there's a good chance we hop in there. But I do think you have to be careful with over saturating your game with too many maps at once, because that can alienate a certain part of your player base that doesn't have the time to always hop in. Although that being said, those players don't have to choose to go to that map. So that's another nice thing about Arc. If you feel comfortable only on Dan Battlegrounds because you get to play 2 hours a week, Dan Battlegrounds is always available to play. So
Do you do you think that we're gonna get to the point where we have a whole new like map itself? Like you see the map image we get, and you see spaceport. You see. Do you think we're gonna get like an extension of that? Like,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm probably 50-50. I think maybe that there's a chance that they do like overarching big new map with 5 different POIs, but I think more so maybe they end up just like rotating one out, and they probably don't want to get above, I don't know what a safe number would be, but like 7 or 8 maps that are playable at all times. That's going to split up the player base enough that that might get a little dicey. So
right? Or do you think they have like in-game tinfoil hats, right? In-game stuff that's like, oh, damn, battlegrounds collapsed. The arc took over. We can't go there anymore. So it's now we
you know
only
who
get
was
the.
masters? You know who's masters of doing that was Apex. They'd always be like, "Oh my god, these robots came in and blew up this
Oh,
map,
there we
so it's
go.
unplayable for a season." So yeah, that's always a good cop out for devs to just say like, the arc overwhelmed this spot. Yes, we'll see how it plays out. I don't know if I have a tinfoil conspiracy theory on that one yet. Do you?
I mean, probably, but we'll save it for our actual. We'll put some together.
We'll leave that for the actual tinfoil episode. All right, cool, man. On top of that, still via Arc Raider alerts, so not from the official account, but from Arc Raider alerts. Confirmed multiple new maps this year, which we just talked about, and then confirmed new weapons and confirmed new enemy types. Within those 3 things, something they really want to focus on is thematic updates. So, or more importantly, thematic cohesion. So there'd be a focus in the future on keeping enemies, items, and some things map specific, so that when you go, think like the Shredder on Stella Monis. Shredder is only Stella, so the new maps will also have interesting places, enemies, POIs that are only for that map itself.
Yeah,
Um,
I like that. I like that a lot.
Agreed. Yeah, I do too. I think that the Shredder only being on Stella is a great thing currently, because like I know you have a you're
Right.
very opinionated about the Shredders.
Yeah, it better just stay there. That's the only place it's allowed.
I like using them to my advantage, right? I like fighting around them and using them against the opposition, and in my, like, use them for me. But anyway, new mechanics as well. So the new maps, they're big focus on not releasing like 3 maps in a row that are all the same size. So we're going to see some maps that are bigger, akin to like spaceport size, and then we might see more that are smaller and more condensed, like Stella, and everything in between.
You think we get even
Um,
smaller than Stella? Like just like real tiny map?
I would be all right with it. I honestly would. I mean, I played enough
We,
like Rust back in the day on COD, or um, good lord, what
I was
was
gonna
the
say
4 lane straight down the middle, all the containers? What was that called? I'm gonna get roasted for not knowing the name of that in COD. I
I,
played it for hundreds of
I
hours.
was thinking like Nuketown. Like we have just like it's a small, it's but
Yeah, Nuketown's
less
good.
teams. Like
We'll
it'll be
go with
crazy.
Nuketown and Rust, and I'll act like I didn't forget the name of one
Yeah,
of the most
yeah.
important Call of Duty maps of all
We'll
time.
cut it. We're not recording anyway, so
Certainly not live on Twitch. Okay, yeah, and then last thing, via Arc Raider alert. So we're still in the not confirmed by the devs arena here, but strategic depth. So new maps will be designed to have players rethink and reuse existing gadgets and loadouts. That one's kind of vague, but I did like the idea of that. Like there's a lot of gadgets in the game that kind of feel like they don't have a place, like maybe like the smoke mine or like the gas mine. Um, so anything that might incentivize using gadgets that are already in game that don't get a ton of use, I'm here for. I think that would be great.
Rather than just hitting recycle or sell immediately. Like,
Right.
oh, if we head to this map, we can use those. Yeah, I think that's good. Because I don't think
Y-
I've ever used some of the items in my inventory. So
Yeah, a lot of blueprints that I have that I don't touch, right? It's like jolt mine, trigger nades. Although the trigger nade nerf has been nice, so there are other grenades in play now. But on the mine front, it definitely feels like majority either explosive mine or jolt mine, and jolt mine being the majority of what everybody's running. So that would be cool. I'm excited to see how that plays out, and I'm curious how soon that will be confirmed by the development team, if confirmed at all. So once again, with the caveat here that this is just all speculation.
and what's crazy though, they are really quick at you know addressing things that get mentioned through the community, right? Like, I mean, even whenever we had the leak and people were talking about the flickering flame stuff, and I don't know if that was just data mining, but they as soon as it came up, and then that was like announced, a few days after,
Yeah,
and stuff like that. I just think that they do get on top of, and if any of this
their
is
PR
true, we're probably gonna be pretty quick to reach out.
agreed. Their PR team is really really good about addressing that kind of stuff pretty quickly. For sure, I agree with you. Last thing here, though, Dave, is the Emperor getting closer.
Yeah,
Last thing in our little tinfoil hat segment.
Absolutely, and I think for sure. And I was playing with I think it was with Dan and Daniel's son on Xbox, and he
Shout
looked.
out Danielson, finally got the game. Let's
I
go, baby.
know he's been enjoying. He's hunting for mushrooms right now, bud. He's doing it. Just like the
Love
rest
it.
of us. And we get into we were on Buried City, and he goes, "Whoa, what are those things over there?" And it's just like you see the emperors walking through the water in the background, and I'm like, oh, don't worry, we can't hit them, but they definitely do seem closer. I'm probably wrong, but I hope, I think that'd be great. I
I
want it.
hope as well.
Let's get that big old raid in there and start fighting some emperors.
What if, like, behind the scenes, they're just moving them like a
The
centimeter a
the
day?
skybox are like, yep, a little bit by little,
Just
yeah.
like, oh, tiny little tiny
I
baby
I
bit. So
I would love
maybe
that.
there's somebody out there that's screenshotting every single day and like actually trying to confirm if they are moving at all. There was, not to bring up Apex again, but there was a thing with the Leviathans in Apex where they kept getting closer to. They were moving in towards the map. So
That would be a super cool, like, in world event if they did something like that. We wouldn't even have to like do anything, if, I guess, like, but if they made it like, okay, everyone in the community donates this much stuff, the emperors are getting closer. If you get this many materials, we can build this weapon to shoot them down, and then everybody loads into like Blue Gate and you see them get shot down. That'd be pretty
yeah,
cool.
absolutely. Yeah, well, we talked about that last week, right? Like another event that was
Right,
like opening Stella. That would be awesome, man. And Fortnite just knocked it out of the park with live in-game events. So
right, right, right.
uh, it wouldn't even be something where they need to reinvent the wheel. They could just do a nice live event where, hey, the community donated enough, uh, whatever the material is that they're asking for, and now we all get to watch the Emperor come in and go down for the first time. Be really cool.
Love it. I want it. Let's make it happen.
All right, my brother. Let's move on to everybody's favorite segment. Most certainly our favorite segment of the week.
Yeah,
Little pop hits named by the young Tapito. Shout out to Pito. I'm going to shout you out until the end times for this segment name.
please,
Pop hits.
please
Here
do.
we go. In pop hits, both contestants, i.e., me and DJ Oros, will get an arbitrary amount of time allotted on the clock and an arbitrary amount of points awarded after the round is over. And at the end of it all, we will see where we sit on the
Hmm,
leaderboard.
hmm.
It's gonna be a little different because we're going 5-5 this week. It's not a
Right.
full 10 at one. It's not, so
We say
I
a
don't
full
think we're
we
gonna.
say a full 10, but normally we throw like one or two more in there. Like, it's always more
It's
than
true.
10. Like, but the number doesn't matter, right? Just like the points. All right, so go ahead.
It's true. I don't think either one of us are gonna break the top three here because we only get five, and it's
Each each
Matt
each
Matt
answer
crushed
is
it last week.
each
So
answer is multiplied by 10 though.
wow.
Yeah.
Now we're just making up rules. This is some
That's
house
how
rule
it
beer
that's
pong
how
shit.
that's how it works.
Okay, buddy.
Oh.
I don't know if we're trouncing Majot though. He put in a good week
No,
last
I
week,
don't
so
think
here we
he's
go.
10,000 points. That's crazy.
Yeah, 10,500 or something, and then we took 50 away, and then we awarded 100 more for Slytherin. We took 50 from Gryffindor, giving back for Slytherin. All the summer we were playing Harry Potter. Anyway, let's get into it. Arbitrary amount of
Uh,
time on the clock. I will
it's
ask
there.
you first, sir. You ready?
Yep, and go.
All right. In 3, 2, 1. All right, Dave. Hypothetically, you get one new thing next week. Which one are you taking? A new map, a new weapon, or a new enemy type?
Oh, new map. 100%. I
All
mean,
right.
easy question because at least I can explore. All right, go ahead, go ahead.
Love it. When you go on single weapon raid, so speaking like you go in with one gun to a raid, you're trying to go on a budget run or whatever. What is the gun that you're bringing in? I'm not talking free kits. I'm talking you go in with like a looting MK1 or two, and you're bringing a weapon with you. What are you bringing?
My free plus is always going to be an anvil. I feel like it fits most situations for me. I love the arpeggio, but like just is a cheap free plus. But no, anvil 100%.
Good answer. Correct answer. Okay, you can only raid on one of these two maps for the next month. Which are you choosing?
Not doing it.
Stella
I'm
Montes
not
or
doing it.
Spaceport? You have to play the game. Which one of the two maps are you
Have
choosing?
to play. I'm taking Stella.
He's going to Stella. Oh my god, I wasn't sure where you'd go with that.
I hate space with so much running. All right, go ahead.
Why are you running? Question number 4. How happy are you with your new setup? I know it's very, very young. I know we're within like 24 hours of building it, but scale of 1 to 10. No other answer. Scale of 1 to 10. How are you feeling about the new setup so far?
As we sit with everything I've done so far, ease of like learning for everything, it's a 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Last but not least, out of game question here. In-home slushy bar or in-home espresso bar? Money's not a concern. Which one are you taking?
I will take the slushy bar. Because I'm okay with just a regular coffee, but a slushy can be anything.
All right.
You have it?
Well done. Well done. You're awarded
I-
772 points plus 90
Oh,
for your enthusiasm.
what about can I donate some to Slytherin? Because I feel like they're really hurting.
Yes.
All right, cool. Awesome. All right, hold on, let me reset the timer. It's on the screen now, and the points adding up. They're back to normal. They're back to 0. So you start with
Okay.
0 points. You don't get to add on to my points, okay?
Yes, sir. I'm
All
ready.
right, you ready? All right, and
Yes,
one,
sir.
we're going to go on 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. If you could bring in one gun from any other game into Arc Raiders, what would it be?
Oh, God. Wait a second. I'm a gun lover, dude. I don't know. R301, like OG R301 from Apex.
Okay.
Oh, dude, there's too many answers there.
You only
I'll
get
go
one.
R301.
Okay.
I feel like there's a lack of a good mid-range, stable assault rifle in Arc Raiders. I'm bringing in the R301.
Okay. Love it. From Apex, right? So is that what we said?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Apex
All right.
Legends. Yes.
All right. Question number 2. Will I be expected to play at a higher level now that I'm on PC? Just by you,
No.
not by anybody else.
No.
Oh, thank God. Okay, I got really worried about that. Oh my goodness. Okay, now question number 3.
You're
Are
still
you
the PvE guy?
Are you the type? Yeah, but I can still be better at PvE. Are you the type of player to call out somebody who's breathing into a mic, or if their smoke detector is out of batteries and it's beeping constantly?
I have absolutely zero chill when it comes to background noise and or annoying. I will always be the first one on the team to say, "Hey, man, like." If you can do anything about it, you're breathing pretty heavily into your mic. You're like, hey man, like I can really hear your TV in the background. If anybody listening to this needs someone to come in and be the guy that tells somebody that there's too much background noise going down, it is me. I don't feel bad about doing that. I just think it's a common courtesy to everybody to try to be as not breath heavy into your mic as possible.
You get 3 extra points for that one. Okay. Question number 4. If you ran into your identical self in trios and your other self yelled out, friendly, 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 would you trust them? It's you. You're the one.
My identical.
Yes.
Yes, I would trust them.
You would
immediately.
in
My identical
trios.
self
You would trust
never
you.
say friendly, friendly, friendly.
You would
if they're not friendly,
100%.
friendly,
Okay.
friendly.
All right.
I would. That's not something I would ever do.
Okay, but what if it was me and we were in the same identical trios and I said friendly, 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 and you were part of the other trios?
No, I'm
You're still
shooting
going to
in
shoot? Okay. All right.
trios.
Okay.
Yeah, for
Awesome.
sure.
All right.
I don't believe
Okay.
it for a second.
All right. Beautiful. All right. So, what question number 5? There's a couple more after that. What is worse, missing a jump and downing yourself, or missing a grenade and downing yourself? I've done both.
Oh, hitting yourself with a grenade hurts way more. Hurts
Yeah.
way
The
more
jump
for
to
sure.
okay, because the jump you're just
Jump
like,
is like kind of like, I mean, you roast yourself for missing a jump, but like hitting yourself with a grenade is bad look. It's a bad look.
how many missed jumps is too many missed jumps? Like you
I
play
don't know if there's a number. It's all
okay.
situational.
Okay. All right. We'll dig into it with more research. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Question number 6. The birds in Arc Raiders, are they real, or are they working for the Arc?
Yes,
Yes, they're real.
they're real and they're working for the Ark.
Both. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
They're
Um,
not Ark, but they're real and they're working for the Ark.
you were half right about your answers. Question number 7. What do you think our first raider that we sent on our expedition is doing right now?
Nothing good.
Nothing good. You
He's
don't think he's
gone.
like at the beach
He's
just
gone.
chilling?
He's gone.
He's done.
He's gone
He's
from this
done.
world.
Is it?
They put him out on his ones. He ran into a trio, a really sweaty
Yeah,
trio, dude. He's cooked.
he couldn't even go back to Speranza. All right, that's
Little
all my
buddy's cooked,
questions.
yeah.
That's my questions for you. We're done here.
Lovely,
You
lovely.
got 8,222 points, so still not.
Whoa.
Yeah, well, there was extra
More than a try.
questions. Yeah, you're second place on the leaderboard right now.
I don't feel like I deserved that.
Well, you'll probably be third place next week. So
That's true. This is gonna snowball us, dude. Like by the time we get to episode 25, we're gonna be allotting like 1.7
yeah,
million points.
yeah, better believe it.
That's true. Wow. Inflation
That's
here on the Tick
true.
Pod
Yeah, and
podcast.
especially because we're gonna have to get to 10 million coins to get my 5 skill points.
Let's the tinfoil hat slowly comes back
Yeah,
on.
yep.
All
Love it.
right, man. Let's get into a little community, little Twitch streamer stuff. I love talking about some streamers here,
You
and we like
do.
to address it. So, Peanut this week had a pretty
Wait,
solid crash out.
you said peanut?
Right? Yeah, the burnt peanut. Yes, the
Okay.
burnt peanut.
Burnt peanuts from Bucky's. I have one
Oh
screen.
my,
Those
it's
ones.
up on the screen. Look,
Burnt peanuts. Is that who we're talking about right now?
that's his family, man. You
That's
can't
his
eat those.
family. We're gonna eat. All right, fine. This
Goodness
one. This guy right here.
gracious.
This guy's that we're talking about.
There he is,
Yeah,
the
so-
Koopa,
oh man,
the King Koopa,
look at that face.
the young Bungulator.
How could you not love him?
Anyway, the man's had a little bit of a crash out. Last week I literally talked about how they had just started banning cheaters, and then I swallowed my words 2 hours later because cheaters were running rampant and everything was going terribly. And Peanut had a little crash out about it. They just for some context, they've been killed by the same cheater squad numerous times over the course of over a month now. And it just hadn't been addressed. So he just had a little crash out and he's like, I'm going to stop playing the game if this continues to happen. Although being the dude that he is, he did come out later and say like, I stand by my original point, but I don't, he was like, I just said it like a douche and I don't want to say it like a douche.
No,
So,
come on, do it.
no. That's what he said. That's what I'm saying. Like he said he sounded like a douche when he said it. So he came out and just re-clarified what he meant, but he didn't like the way that he said it. But now he's saying he has on good word that the Embark dev team is looking into repeated offenders in the cheating arena, i.e. the cheaters that are always stalking streamers. I do think this gets so much play on social media, but it affects such a little percentage of the population.
True.
So I do think we always need to keep that in mind. And we are not here as a podcast to complain, but they do, like Peanut last night had concurrent like 165K viewers across both platforms. Like the man, there's a lot of people with eyes on Peanut,
him,
so,
and trying to load in too, right? Like you're definitely targeting these people, aren't you? You know, they've got to be, right?
I mean, so, yeah, stream snipers are an issue, but and that's like just par for the course in any game. But it does become a major problem when those stream snipers are also just blatantly abusing hacks and not finding any punishment for it.
Yeah. Agreed.
But yeah, like it is important to note that like that is not what the majority of the player base is dealing with. And most people that are going about their day in Speranza don't really ever encounter a cheater, or at least don't know that they have. It doesn't really truly affect their their gaming experience. So we are not here as the Tick Pod to say like, oh my god, the game's broken. There's cheaters in the game.
Now, I think we put in the notes is like, is he quitting? Is he done? You think he's?
Oh
You
no,
think
no.
you think he pre-ordered Marathon and he said he's out of here. We're
He
done.
might have ripped the pre-order on Marathon. I mean, Peanut he has the following now. He can play whatever he
Hmm.
wants, and that's good. That's healthy. But no, I don't think that that's gonna push the man out the
Same.
door. And
I
he's
think
even
you're.
said himself that he's staying.
He seems to really like this game.
Yeah, he's great at streaming it. He's a very entertaining guy.
True, 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 true. But
All right, man.
I do real quick before we jump. I do think it is important because we talked about it in the past that like the streamers keep the games going, right? Like the big streamers are they push a lot of narrative, and I do think I hope that the devs do jump on it. I know that I don't think I ever encounter maybe one time where I was like, oh, I don't think I should have died there because most of the time I think I should have died,
Yeah,
and but I didn't even take the time to report them because I didn't think it was justified. But I do think if it is affecting the content of the game, which is Peanut, and you know that the big streamers, and I hope they do address it. And I know
I do too.
he said that they are working on it, but I hope that's true. That's all.
I agree, man. I agree. Nothing worse than cheaters in a video game, dude. I mean, if people would just stop, it's just a sad. We need to talk about this. It's just a sad reflection on humanity because it happens in every good game ever, and it just makes you sad that there are human beings out there that think that like I don't know, dude. It just feels like they've had a rough go of it if that's where they arrive in life, where they're cheating in a video game and feeling good about it. So, shout out to those people, and I hope you find some love and respect and some good quality friends, and actually have enough self respect to just get good at the game and quit cheating. So, you know, more power to you, buddy. I hope you figure it out.
Love it.
All right, dude. Hey, Virtual Watkins, game designer, lead game designer, came out this week and talked about what cost benefit ratio tweaks might look like for weapons. He didn't say anything concrete, but he did say that the dev team was really looking into it. So, um, without having his report in front of me, let's just get into like how do you feel about the current state of weapon balance, especially after the kettle nerf and the trigger nade nerf? Do you think anything is still like overtly too strong or not strong enough in like the blue and purple tier? Where do you sit there?
I mean, so I come from Destiny where there's 400,000 different guns and they have different perks on every single gun. Like 20 different perks for each gun, and them trying to balance those was a disaster, and it never worked out. And anytime they nerfed one thing, it broke something else because somehow all the things are attached. I personally think the game's in a decent spot. Um, I don't think there's anything that I like absolutely hate. Like, yeah, when I go in with a rattler, I get a rattler on a free loadout. I know I'm not going to be thrilled playing that round, but if I'm going in on a free loadout, I wouldn't put it in my inventory if it's we're going on a free plus kit. So I don't think there's
Sure.
any reason to complain about that. I do think
How about on the
um
purple end? Anything too weak?
um I don't know about 2 week. I don't get. I mean, I've played with Bobcat. I use a lot of hull crackers for PVE stuff, but I don't really get into the purples all that much. I like my anvil fours and my kettle fours, and I sit happy there. So I don't have like a huge. I think it's pretty balanced. I don't know
I think
where do
that's
you
it.
stand.
Yeah, let's talk about that though. That's interesting though because you feel like those guns do enough for you in the green and gray tiers, right? So that might be
Mm,
a reflection on the purple stuff not being um, enticing enough to have you run it, right? Because
true.
I probably sit in like the next tier up where biggest comfort stuff for me right now is like running like a Venator Toro. I think that's like the strongest loadout, or like Renegade Toro if you're on like Spaceport, or even like instead of running a Bobcat, I've been running a lot of Stitchers with kinetic converters on them, and they just absolutely mow people down. So if I'm not trying to run a shotgun, that's what I'm running. But all of that is in between gray to blue. I'm never touching the Tempest. Like, is it a great weapon? Sure. Is the Bobcat great? Yes. But like, do I feel confident enough going up against a Bobcat when I can two pump somebody with an El Toro if I play my shoulder peak correctly? 100%. So
Well, but let's say you're Saint Jimmy, right? And you have 48 bobcats in your inventory.
Jimmy
Are
does have a
you
lot of Bobcats, yes.
you would bring him in, right? Like you're not you would
Yeah,
if you
he's
have
been running them
that's
too.
what I mean.
Yeah.
So there is still that, I mean, people do them. I just don't find me personally is the way I play the game it that important for me, right? Um I don't know. It's a tough question. Maybe I'll think about that deeper this week whenever I'm setting up loadouts and not just trying to get to my 5 mil mark on money wise and
Yeah. Well, let's end that with like a concise answer then. So, like in the current state of the game, you're very happy with the way weapon balance is.
yes, because I even if it's purple, I don't think it should be so overpowered that you get destroyed by it. I don't love that in
Yes.
games. I like the Halo model where everybody gets a battle rifle, everybody can get an assault rifle, everybody gets you know, a same play at it. And for this type of game, I think that's big. I think there's more that you can do to make you harder to kill or put on different augments or that make it more fun rather than the guns you get.
It's a
So
great point.
yes, so I like where it sits.
Beautiful. Good answer. He did Virgil did address that too. He said they didn't want to make anything too strong to the point where it takes out the skill gap of a weapon. So they don't want anything to just be like I'm only running this purple weapon and I no longer have to play my shoulder peaks correctly or like use the camera to my advantage or play cover, all of those things. So I think it is a very fine balance. I'm also in agreement with you that right now the way the current weapon meta sits, are there things that are very strong and probably stronger than other things at higher tiers? Yes, but does it overall feel like most every weapon is viable? Yes. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think if anything needs a little nerf right now, it's the Toro. The Toro is in the right hands. The Toro is insane. Like you two pump everybody, and it's a third person video game. A shotgun is so strong
Right.
in a third person game because you have that right hand corner peek. Pop out, hit them for 110 health. Pop out one more time. You're barely taking any damage. They're immediately dead. So I think if they need to look at one weapon right now, I'm gonna go ahead and throw my hat in the Toro ring.
No, I like it. I like it. I like it.
It's all right. Onward we march, dude. Another not confirmed thing, but some ideas floating around the community is Tarkov style trading system and also custom loadouts. We can kind of talk about those two things hand in hand. Just to reiterate, Dave and I have never played Tarkov, but I do understand that there is some in-game potential for trading other people that play the same game. So let's talk in Arc Raiders terms. You would be in some centralized hub. You could put up in that hub, hey, I have a Tempest blueprint, a Bobcat blueprint, and a Hullcracker blueprint. I would like to trade these things. I'm looking for an Aphelion blueprint, although that's like wildly nobody's looking for an Aphelion blueprint. Just go to Stelmonis. But you know what I mean. So that like a centralized trading hub where people don't need to do this on the black market and just like meet up in raid and trade blueprints. Because I've seen some pretty bad horror stories of people getting screwed out of like real people money or like in-game currency as well.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that'd be great for the game. I mean, I'm sure I played a few MMOs growing up. I think it was like, I mean, I say it probably wasn't, but there's a game called The Realm Online, and I had to be the first MMO. It was like a quick slide. You'd go to each screen, so you'd click right, and you would walk to the next screen, and then it would load a new screen for you to walk into. And it was the best. It was absolutely the best. I played it when I was like 6 years old, so like 1996. And like they eventually developed like a room that you would go into to trade because the only way to trade before was like click an item in your inventory, drop it on the ground. Somebody else drops that another item on the ground and you trade. Or eventually they move to you click and drag it to a person, you give them money, and it's just like this so unsafe for everybody. And when it should just be a fair, you should be able to go and be like, yep, that's what we agreed on. I think that it's a big thing for the game, and it would be great because we have people like Adam who, especially again, shout out to Special Adam here, who have backups of everything for all of the people who need stuff, and I know he needs stuff too to be able to, if it's a stranger, and be like, hey, here's some mushrooms for, these apricots. I like it. It's a good little system. I think that'd be great. Maybe they could put it into never mind. We'll talk about that next.
The mystery, the mystery. Yeah, I think they were a little like rose-colored lenses with it out of the gates. I think what they wanted to do was like disincentivize any semblance of trading and just have each person need to go out and find the things for themselves. But I think what happened was there's been enough like third party trading going on, like on Facebook, Instagram, Discord, Reddit, where people there's a whole subreddit that people like trade stuff, and I've seen some horror stories there where people are paying like $25 for a blueprint, going into the raid with that guy. That
Right.
guy's killing them and then blocking them, and that those are the kinds of things you don't want to see, and that could be negated by a well done in game hub. So I'm with you. I think I'm 100% on board for them bringing in some little like social hub that would allow people to trade fairly and in game and safely.
No, I like it. I know we're gonna jump into it, but that would be a great reason to introduce a like, walk around tower esque space for raiders to go in Speranza, right? Like
Yes, dude. Yes, dude. That's another. Yeah, they've been talking about that this week as well. I think it was Virgil as well. Um,
we've been
but yeah,
saying it since day one. We've
we
wanted
have
that
been.
from
And he said that they have as well. They've that's been internal conversation as a development team for a while, and it's more of a question for them of when to introduce that, and not like are they going to introduce it at all, but just when is that going to be an appropriate time to implement into the game. So that's super exciting, dude. I know that's been something like literally day one. You're like, yo, I want to walk around in here. Like, I want to go visit my traders. I
right.
want to meet up with other people. I think hear me out on this. I haven't really been. I'm like done with everything in game right now. Out like the only thing that I have to grind for currently is trials. I have a ton of money. My workbenches are at max. I have all the guns I could ever want. Um, I would love a way instead of playing solos because solos don't feel so rewarding, and I don't love PvPing in solos. I've talked about this before. I'm not a big PvPer in solo fan, so I would love a hub only for like, hey, I want to get on, the boys aren't on. I want to hop in the hub and be like, yo, anybody trying to run some trios? Like, literally, let's go do Stella on a free kit for a while. Like, can like find some like minded people who are also looking for that same thing. Link up for a minute, that's a great way to meet new friends and in a place where you can be so like insular with only your friend group in games. Like, anything that kind of like cracks the ice a little bit and gets you out playing with new people, I'm all here for. And I think that would be a great way to keep me interested when nobody else is online and I don't really feel like just doing like PvE solo raids. Where
You
do you
know,
stand on that?
I like that a lot, and going even more with that. I mean, well, I guess it's just another game mode. I'm coming. We're going crazy here, but I think why not have just like that? You said you don't like doing solo PvP, right? It doesn't feel right. It's not. But like
Yeah,
why
it feels dirty.
we talk so
It's
much
not
about
awesome.
the extra PvE, the raid stuff, the things that I want, but I do think they could easily throw in like a Nuketown size map where it's just like you go in on your ones and you get a whatever your free loadout is to go play a match. They can call it training grounds or something, some ridiculous,
Proving
um,
ground, something maybe.
right. And you do get that. And again, don't make the loot
Well,
very good, but you
I,
give you some sort of something for it.
I brought that up week one of this podcast that I wanted just a little sandbox to PvP and not feel bad about it, to where people could just like work on their mechanical skill, and that would like I feel like that's exactly what you're saying. That would be a great implementation.
They could call it Crucible, Derek. They could, and at the end,
Aha!
and Derek, maybe,
Damage.
Derek, maybe. What if they
No one's ever
like
done it before.
what if like every Saturday and Sunday they could do a thing they could call it like trials where like it was like the sweatiest of the sweats going in. Okay, never mind. Sorry, we gotta stop
Dave
doing
is
this.
destinying right
I'm
now
so
for
sorry,
those
everybody.
listening.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
This is all destiny based.
So they've done it. It's been done. That's what I heard.
But yeah, man, I think you're onto something there. That's something as a PvP player who loves the PvP element to this game would love just a place where everybody that loads into that map, Trials of Celeste, are you laughing at
Yeah, because in
that?
Destiny it's Trials of Osiris. So
It's Trials of Celeste. Give me my seeds. It would be great to just have a place where the PvPers, because there are, I think we're the minority, but there are a decent amount of people. There would be a great place where you could go in there and just say, I'm not attempting to personally offend you. I would just like to work on my mechanics by shooting at you, and you do the same to me.
right. I think it's great. And as a non PvP person, I think that's they should have that. 100%.
I even think that would help, like say like Adam or our buddies Adam or Dave, like not Dave so much anymore. He's been playing for a while now. His PvP's in a really nice
Much
spot.
better
But
than
like
me. Yeah.
where Adam is at, like he doesn't like those engagements, and even that being like a nothing to lose environment where he could like maybe just shoot around a bit and just get that little bit better for his own sake, that might make him feel good as a player. So I think it would be great for the ultra sweats who would just like to engage in PvP combat and work on that like top 1% of their gameplay, and then it would also be great for the community who shies away from it just to see like, hey man, this is a core element of the game that you're missing out on, and it's great. The implementation is wonderful in game. Here, check this out.
Right. No, love it. We did
All
great
right,
there.
nice, dude. Let's start wrapping some things up here. How about rate of the week? You got anything special this week? I didn't really feel like I had one this week, but I'd love to hear your thoughts.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I know I was taking shots of water last week, but I think it happened after. My good buddy Dan, who I mentioned earlier, started playing Arc Raiders, and it was Dan, Special Adam, and myself. We went into a Dan Battlegrounds, and we got 3v3'd. We ended up winning the fight. There was a whole story too, but it was a
What
we got
what do you mean you got through? They instigated the fight?
yeah, so
Okay.
I walked into it was hydroponics. So I was like friendly, friendly, and then they shot at me. All three of them shot at me, down me. So I was like, okay, so we're not friendly then. And I
The
crawled
classic
back
Dave
and
line.
I'm like
Guess we're not friendly.
I crawled back and I was like, guys, revive me. I need you to revive, and they did. We got up. We were like a stalemate for a really long time. Push a little bit, pull back. Um, Surprised we didn't get third partied, which was crazy. We ended up pushing into the main hydroponic building. We downed him, and it just felt really good because it was so early on for him to jump into
Yeah.
our graders and win a fight like that. Because these guys were definitely, I would say, better than us as a team. But we pulled one out and we got the win, and it was fun. I got to play Coda for a little bit. I was like, guys, I need you to push with me. Get in here and like,
Where is my team?
and where's my team? I feel like we're playing a different game. And but no, they did great and it was fun. And like again, they res me first. It was awesome. So that was definitely my raid of the week.
Nice, dude. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful raid. I don't know if I have negative rate of the week. We did have a little stint, little backstory. I was playing with my buddy Ricky all day, and we were just like we didn't die for like 8 or 9 raids in a row. So we were up big, then we got off, and in the interim I didn't play, and then I got back on later at night, and we decided with my two other buddies, Steve and Aaron, to go in on some bigger raids. And we ran into cheaters like 4 rounds in a row, like
Ooh,
confirmed, like Steam account, brand new Steam account, level 0, 2 bans on record. The most recent one was 4 days ago, sort of vibes. So, yours was super exciting and positive, but I will say it was the first time I had like actually I'd seen it on stream a lot, but it was the first time where I was just like back to back to back to back raids of people just like cheating, and we lost some big kits. Like we were trying to we did a matriarch run where all of us were like 100K plus kit. Like
okay.
I think I had the cheapest kit and I was 110K. So I think it was the combination of I'll put the tinfoil hat back on one more time. I think it was a combination of played really well earlier in the day, um, didn't lose anything, so that just pushed us higher and higher, higher in the whatever the SBMM is in this game. And then also the fact that we were running like huge kits on like big world events like
Right.
Queen, Matriarch. And that just hurt, dude, because the vibes were so high coming out of what had happened earlier in the day for me. And it just like really just kind of, I'll probably get those kits back. There's no way that they
Uh, th-
don't.
so that was what
Those
I was. My question was, did you report them and have you seen them pop back in your inventory? Like, is that
everybody
because
everybody did get reported by all three of us.
okay,
I would say of the 4 raids, 3 of them were like 100% guaranteed. The fourth was super sketchy. Um, he had like a bunch of exploits in Counter Strike, but like he would his it wasn't a new Steam profile, and he didn't have any recent bans on record. So
gotcha.
um,
Well,
it's still sketchy, right? So I'm sure I will get those kits back, but they're backlogged, man. They were on break for a while, and
vacation's rough, man. Don't let
yeah,
them
and they
do
have
it.
it's probably very time consuming to actually look into each and every player that gets reported. So
True. Well, keep us updated on if you do because I'd love to know. Obviously I haven't really reported too many people, but I do want to see that happen to somebody that I know getting stuff back because you had it happen yet? Have you done that yet?
I've gotten one kit back from
Okay.
Stella
Okay.
Wall Exploits.
Okay.
I
Cool.
think I talked about that in one podcast. But yeah, this should be at least 2 or 3 kits that we get back. So I will. You'll know it's the day when I'm super excited and I have my kits back.
Beautiful.
So, all right, Dave, you got a workbench for us this week. Let's get into a little workbench. What you
Yeah,
got?
I have a 1 and then a 1A, just real small. Both of them are very easy. My main one here is that I would love. I played a lot of PUBG. When it first came out, it was on console, and I loved the feature in PUBG where it was like an auto run. Now, obviously, if you lose your stamina, your guy can slow down. That's fine. I don't need him to be sprinting the whole time as he's going. But I
Wait,
just want
clarification, because I think
yes.
this is important and a lot of people get stumped up on this. You're not talking just auto sprint, so you don't have to press your sprint button every time. You don't
Mm,
auto sprint, but you mean like physically press
yeah,
your left stick forward, let go of your stick entirely, and your
yeah,
character still
yeah.
moves forward.
So
Okay.
so I the way I play the game is I know these people aren't shooting at me. Yes, there's going to be some arc there, but if I can just sometimes if I'm on damn battlegrounds and I got to go 1,000 meters, let my character just run until he hits a wall and then stop me and then I'll readjust and auto run again. I like to be doing other things while I'm playing games sometimes, so I would love it just to have that. I don't need it to be crazy. And so I brought this up and I think I mentioned it to you like early on playing. There is already kind of an auto run in the game where if you're pushing forward on your joystick and you bring up your map or your inventory, your guy just keeps going. So it's not like, but I would like to be able to see where my guy's running, like move my right joystick around a little bit to adjust for him. I don't think it adds any benefit to the game, or like it's not like it's going to help me be better at the game than somebody else, but it would be nice to, not
It does the opposite. It does
my
the opposite.
right, and my thumbs get tired sometimes, man. Like I'm pushing up, and if they ever want me to play Spaceport, they better put it in the game, okay? So that's how you get me on Spaceport is put in auto run, and then my other minor workbench is that there's still no merch in the merch store.
Oh, there it is. I thought we were gonna get a whole.
No
Well, I guess
way.
you mentioned it earlier anyway.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, 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 a little bit, but
all right, the 1A is the merch. Re up the merch, Embark, please, for the young
please,
David. Actually,
please.
for me, it's for IITZ Coda.
Yeah, I've been
This way I
complaining
don't.
enough.
Yeah, this is once a week, every week. I got to hear about the merch hasn't been restocked yet. So
Exactly.
please, please. No, that's a great workbench, man. I think auto run implementation in this game would be great. It's something that's in a ton of games, and why not just throw it over here? Makes sense.
Love it.
All right. Well, this week's been exciting. Dave's got the new computer. Also, with the new computer, the man's been active on X. So we're trying to get our social media presence up there a little bit. He's been sharing some funny stuff on our X. We're having some issues with our Instagram account, so hopefully we figure those out this week. But pretty soon we'll be pretty regular on X, Instagram. Dave said he's good with Facebook as well, so he'll be doing that, and I'll probably be covering our shorts and maybe some more like gameplay clips on maybe like our TikTok, and then also throwing a few of those up on X. So
Yeah.
that's where we stand on that. Exciting stuff. We got the new logo. Let us know what you think about it. Any comments, feedback, please hit us with that. And yeah, next week we got the Dimes episode. The wives are going to come on, so that'll be fun. We're really looking forward to that and getting their thoughts and opinions. Last night they were talking about making bingo cards of the things that we say in game, and then listening over a session and seeing how quickly they hit bingo. So maybe we'll get into that next week. Our most
Uh,
common phrases said in game. But yeah, man. Thank y'all for hanging out with us as always. It's Coda above me, best friend in the world, one of my best friends in the world, the DJ Oros. Stay safe, have fun topside, enjoy Speranza. Pretty soon we'll all be able to walk around. We love you guys. Thanks for hanging out, man.
Can't wait. Bye.